Okay, once you have installed Apache, the web page which is served is located in the following folder. It's located in var/www. Wait a minute. Let's see the www and inside HTML. So if you go inside HTML, press ls, you can see there's a index.html file. So if we do cat index.html, we can see the page which was displayed when we go to localhost. So basically we do see this file. So we want to replace this file. Before we do that, we are actually gonna copy or move this file, cut and paste basically, index.html, and just do it alt.html. So once we do that, permission denied, so I have to do sudo alt html, whatever, we typo, but it's still in here. And once we refresh this page, it will just show us the map. So we can see od.html, which is this, and there's also this file, which is welcome to Nginx. So we have successfully renamed this file, and so we are going to create a new file. I've showed you previously if you can do just touch.index.html. This should work. And if you press nano index.html, it will automatically create a file for you and you can instantly edit it. So the following syntax, when you create a HTML page or the HTML code, you have to put in some boilerplate code. Boilerplate code is it's called boilerplate code. So it's basically code that has to be in the page. And the boilerplate code for HTML, you have to type in the following. So lesser than sign and an exclamation mark, doc type, and then you have to do HTML. And then HTML is basically divided in multiple sections. So you have to first create an HTML tag, and at the end of your HTML code, you have to close it with an HTML tag. And then you have the head tag, and you have to close the head tag. And then you got a body tag, and you also have to close the body tag. So inside the head tag, we basically want here language is English, and inside the head tag you have the metadata and you have all the information. For example, if you want to use the UTF-8 character set, we can do just char set or meta, and then char set is UTF-8, for example. So if you don't know what a character set is, it's basically that how many letters you can represent. For example, you have ASCII. We can Google it. You have ASCII, ASCII table, and ASCII can basically you have ASCII. ASCII can basically represent 255 different symbols or letters, and UTF-8 is a little bit bigger. So as you can see, if you had an ASCII format, the number 0 is associated with null. Am I reading it right? So the number 0 is basically the null character. And you can see, for example, 70 is a capital E, and it represents all the numbers represent letters or numbers and whatever. And you can, in ASCII format, you have a total of 255 numbers to represent symbols with. And with UTF-8, you have more bits to represent numbers. So that's basically what this does. And for example, something else that you can have in the title is in the header, in the head of the HTML file is, for example, the title of the web page. let's just call it homies or homies. And let's save this. You can press Ctrl F to save it, and we have permission denied because we did not nano this as sudo. My bad. So we have to exit it. It's not gonna write, so we can't write this file. We have to do sudo nano index.html and just let's paste the code. Let's do Control Save S, and we saved it. So when we refresh our page now, we should automatically load the index.html file, and we can see that the title is homies, as you can see here. So I think I did something wrong because we are seeing the HTML headers. So that's basically what the header does, and then you have the body, which contains the content for our website. For example, we can use the -p tag and just say hello world, which is a default thing for programming, and save this. And when we refresh our page now, we should be seeing hello world in our body, but it's not working. Let's remove all of this. I think I might have made a typo. Okay, so we can see hello world. We just made a typo here. I made a mistake here, so it doesn't matter. I just wanted to explain what the functionality does. And this is a course for hacking, so it's not a programming course. I just want to explain how it works. So basically, that's what the paragraph function does. And one of the important tag function we should know about for hacking is the form, because that is where the input will go. So we have a form function, and we have to close the form function. And the form function basically wants a input, and we do type. We want text, and we close it, and let's save, and let's see what it does. So if we refresh our page now, we can see it has a input, but it won't do anything. So as you can see, you see a question mark here. This question mark basically means a GET request. So basically, when we type in information, we send a GET request, but after the GET request, you get values, but we send a GET request, which is nothing, just void. So if we add a name, and we call it test, and let's save it and refresh now, and we type in hello, and we press enter, we still get an empty GET request. So we also have to do a value, and we'll keep the value empty, because if we enter a value, I will show you. So we kept the value empty. If we type in something now, it should have a value. So our name test has the value ADF, and you can prepend a value to it. So let's say we have hello world here. It will automatically have this value, hello world, but we can overwrite it and press enter, and it will have a new value. But if you don't want the value prepend, you just leave it empty. So that's basically what I want to explain from HTML. I will explain this later, but HTTP has two requests. So you get a GET request, which is the default. So when you type here method is get, it will be, this was the default value. So if you didn't type this, this will also be the value, because if we refresh it now, it will be the same. See, there's no difference. But you have the option to also have a post request. If we save it now, refresh the page, and we type in test now, we have to remove this because it's saved, and we type in test, you will not see anything, no question mark value, because oh, and one thing I want to explain. So if we go to our web browser, we type in inspect, you can see the developer tools. This is used to debug code. So if you're a developer, you can use this to debug code and just make edits. But we are interested in the network tool. So for example, if it's a post request, so let's make a post request and save this, refresh, resend, and we type in test, we can see a post request is being sent, and in the post request we cannot see the information inside the HTTP header, because it's in a post request the data is stored inside the HTTP body, so we cannot see this here. And if we change this back to a GET request, so let's do GET, and we go here and let's just do test, enter. Okay, so now we have a GET request. We have to refresh the page, so it wasn't working the first time. As you can see, this is a test, and the value test is assigned to the variable test. And if we open the request header here, it should have the information. It's not showing the information in here. I'm gonna show you later. We are gonna use the Burp Suite, which is a hacking tool, and in this will show the information. So it's not showing the information inside the oh, it's in here, get, and then test value, and then the test. And in the post is you cannot see this in the post. I'm gonna verify it for you. So post, Control S, refresh the page, test, should be a post request, and it's not in the request header. So I think this is because we have to refresh it. Test, because we already, even if you do a post request, so we did create a post request now it should not be in the header. See, you cannot find it inside the HTTP header, but you can, if you manually type in like test equals hello, you will still get a GET request, even though you have a post request. So you can manually create a GET request, and then you will still see the request inside the header. So you can, if you just type in question mark, the name of the variable, and then the value, even if you've configured a post request here, you will still get both. As you can see, a post and a GET request, and that's because we entered the question mark here.